What's up guys, DIY Salvage Guy here, and today's the day where the car starts to take shape. On today's episode, I'm going to be doing some primer. I'm going to be showing you guys a bit of the garage and how all that's going to go. I drew down some drop cloth so that I didn't cover everything up with paint, and you know, it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to do the best that I can with this. So if you guys are new here, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, throw me some comments down below. Make sure your post notifications are on as well. Also, make sure you guys are following me over on Instagram, because I do show you guys things quicker over there than I do over here on YouTube. Now, I gotta make one thing extremely clear with this, guys. You guys can see I do 3 coats of primer on this, and the first coat is a mess. You see my technique being awful. Not that the second technique or the second one is too much better, but the first one is really bad. So I'm learning as I go. If you guys are looking for a how-to paint type of video, this is not it. This is not where you guys are going to learn how to paint effectively. There are plenty of other YouTubers out there. Kevin Tetz from Eastwood, he is the one that kind of showed me through his YouTube channel of how to paint and do that stuff. I'm sure I could throw out countless other painting channels that'll show you guys the proper technique and everything. This is what I learned. I went and I watched these videos and I tried to do what they showed me, but you know, it's trial and error. There's a lot of little things that you need to be able to do when you're doing painting, and you got to keep your wrist straight. You got to make sure that your flow pattern is correct. You got to make sure that your gun is spraying correctly. And with the first one, the first attempt at this, it came out pretty well. So the primer was something that I was very happy with at the end of this. You guys will see that. And overall, it was just something that I needed to just hands-on and just basically just start doing it. And it's the same thing that you guys are going to do. If you guys hop into this and you expect to be able to just nail this the first time, you're wrong. It's not going to happen. So you guys can see throughout the whole process that it does get better, it does get easier, but you know, the paint process it's an art, and it's just something that I'm going to have to learn as I go, just like everything else with this. And I don't expect it to be perfect, but there are things that you could do after you paint in order to make sure that you are able to bring it back to the luster that it's supposed to be. You might have to do some wet sanding, you might have to use some polishing, some compounding, stuff like that. So I will show you guys all that in the future when I inevitably have to do that. What's up guys, DIY Salvage Guy here, and today we're going to be doing some primer. I have everything set up, so I'm going to give you a tour of the little garage and how I have everything set up. I am painting in my garage. I don't have a professional booth or anything. As you guys know, if you've been watching these videos, everything that I do here is basically DIY at home, showing that anyone can do it. Do I expect this to be perfect? No, I don't expect it to be perfect, but from what I've read, as long as you take proper precautions and you put a lot of work into the end product, a lot of sanding and buffing out, you should be okay. So I'm hoping to get it to about 90% of what a body shop would do, and as I gain experience and maybe start getting access to a paint booth, it should come out a little bit better. But right now I'll give you guys a tour of what I have going on. So I'm going to start off with the compressor. I have a 6 horsepower 30-gallon Craftsman pump. Has about 135 psi, and this should run the gun that I have pretty nicely. Now, when you have an air compressor and you're going to be doing any sort of air tools or anything like that, you want to make sure that you cool down the air as it's coming out. Now, they sell these very big systems. You have to take up a lot of space. You go up, down, 50, 100 feet worth of airflow. But one of the things that a friend recommended to me is basically just making your own cooling system. So what I have here is I have a hose coming directly out of the air compressor, and I have 25 feet worth of coiled hose sitting in ice water held down by some washer fluid. So as the air comes out of the compressor, it's going to cool down through the water, then it's going to come up the line, come into my moisture remover, and then the moisture remover is going to come out and go right to my gun. So what I'm going to do is super cool the air, because as it comes out you don't want hot air, and I'm going to remove all the moisture. and I should have a nicely sprayable product. So here's my setup right now, guys. I have the hood hanging over here. I got the back taped off a little bit with some plastic, you know, Dexter style. And so it's all hanging up. I should be able to get to all the sides of it that I need to. And then I have the bumper hanging from the garage door. So I can get from here all the way over and get to this side as well without any issues. Another big thing that I have the garage door shut, but I have a fan down at the bottom for ventilation. I'm going to have everything be blowing out. I just blew all the dust out and everything. There's still going to be dust in here, but so the next thing I'm doing is I have this garden sprayer, and I'm going to spray the whole garage down with like a thin layer of water, and that should minimize the dust. I'm also going to be doing one final clean on the hood and the bumper, and I'm going to do a tack rag right before it, and I should have everything ready to go. I'll mix up my paint and I will start priming. We'll do one final removal of all the contaminants that are still on the bodies. The first thing we're going to start with is some adhesion promoter. We're going to put this on the bumper since it's plastic. At least that's what I heard it's for. So for my primer, I'm going to be using the Nason Select Prime 2K. Got it from a local store over here, and I was heard that it's pretty good for primer. So I'll be using that at a 4:1 ratio for the hardener. And also, one of the things that I didn't know that I found out doing a little bit of research is that you don't need, when you're using a urethane based and it comes with a hardener, you don't need to use the adhesion promoter anymore. The hardener actually acts as that. So that's one thing that I bought that I actually didn't need, but I'd rather have more stuff than I need than not have it. So I'm going to be mixing that 4:1. I'm going to be spraying that on the hood and the bumper. So, got my paint and my primer all mixed up. Well, just my primer mixed up with the hardener. So now we're going to take it and we're going to attempt to do this. Test my fan tire. Alright, so you just saw the first coat. Technique was awful, as I said in the beginning of this video. It is really bad. I'm going left, right, I'm going back, up, down, I'm missing spots. So what you want to do is really just want to start in one spot, keep it level, and just nice and easy. Then you want to do a 50% overlay back and forth. And you want to keep that same pressure, and you want to make sure that you have that same speed throughout the entire process. Second coat comes off a little better. Third coat comes off a little better, although it might just be the fact that it's already primed and I can't tell the difference at this point. So continue to stick with me, guys. This will be something that we learn together because it's experience and that's what we need. Hey guys, about 15 minutes has passed, so we're going to put on our second layer and we're going to hopefully fill in all those spots that we missed. Coat number 3. That's going to do it for today's episode, guys. You saw me basically try to do some painting, do some primer and stuff like that, and it came out pretty well. You know, I'm painting in my garage. The garage is not big. It's a one-car garage. You guys have seen it countless times by now. And I just threw down some drop cloth. I sprayed up the garage. I showed you guys my setup. That was a recommendation by a good friend of mine. And, you know, I'm just making the most of this right now because it's something that I love doing. And I mean, you could take it to a body shop, you could rent out a paint booth, but I'm going to be wasting my time doing that stuff right now because I don't have the techniques to really make that much of a difference in order to be like, yes, this is exactly what I need. This is the only element that I'm missing. There's so many more skills and everything that I need to accomplish before I start doing that. So we'll see. Painting will be a different story, but you know, that'll most likely be the next video, and we'll just see how all that goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and learning with me. As I said before, this is not where you guys are going to learn how to paint. This is something that I'm learning right now, and in the future I will definitely be able to share some techniques and everything with you guys, but right now this is not where you want to learn. There's countless other YouTubers out there that will be able to give you better options as to how to actually accomplish what you're trying to do. This is me just trying to learn as I go and basically trying to show you guys that I am just an everyday guy with no skills in this, and basically just really want to get you guys to just not be intimidated by this type of stuff and just If you make mistakes, you sand it off and you just try it again. The only thing that it costs is a little bit of money, a little bit of time, but the experience that you gain from it is going to be priceless. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys like, subscribe, throw me some comments down below. Make sure your post notifications are on as well. And make sure you guys are following me over on Instagram. I really appreciate all your support, and thank you so much for continuing to come back here and be here with me every single day. I hope that this video series can be something that will help to inspire you to just pick up a wrench, buy a car, do whatever you need to do to try to become a DIY salvage guy yourself.